morning, garden friends. Happy Halloween. It's Heather at Bush Poppy Farm. I'm going to be doing a lot of little things today at the farm. I have a bunch of administrative stuff I need to do at home and errands to run. Kids' glasses are in, got to go pick those up. Aiden's prescriptions are in for his migraine, got to pick that up. By the way, poor kid started feeling unwell last night and today he's got a migraine. If you're a chronic migraine sufferer, you know there's this weird prodrome phase where you just feel weird. You can't put your finger on it, you feel wrong. Something isn't right. You don't know what it is, but that's your cue that like, migraine's coming. So he had that last night. After dinner, it kind of struck suddenly and he felt pretty awful and he was up all night feeling awful. And then the pain hit this morning. So we're thankful for prescription medication to help him and me. I mean, I have chronic migraine too. So that's all a big aside. What I wanted to do first is say, if you are new here, because we've added some new subscribers, thank you for joining. I'm Heather Morano. I am a flower farmer here in Northern California, the San Francisco Bay Area, and I grow flowers for a cut flower community supported agriculture subscription service, as well as weddings and custom bouquets and workshops and all kinds of stuff, and I love what I do. I grow organically and regeneratively so that my focus is on growing the soil and keeping the soil healthy, the earth healthy, conserving resources, especially water here in our drought-stricken California. So hopefully you will learn something on this channel. I try to talk about different techniques and different practices and introduce you to new flowers and new plants, etc. And I also do stuff like cooking and things like that that I can put on here as well. And I am also a knitter. I'm just wrapping up a new book with my co-author Donna Dracunis called Goddess Knits, lace knitting book. So that's it about me. So this morning I'm going to be planting, and I do have a couple of wheelbarrows full to finish filling these birdies' beds. I'll show you how far I've gotten so far. So using the idea of hugelkultur, which is basically putting cardboard, sticks and twigs and stuff like that in the bottom of these beds, and then filling with compost, so it doesn't have to be all compost, and that stuff underneath there will break down under the compost over the course of the season, and you'll have to add a little bit more, but eventually the settling will stop and you'll have a very rich soil that's healthy for a long time for your plants. So I got this filled yesterday, part of this filled, and so I just need probably 3 more wheelbarrows full, and then that will be done. And then I'm going to be planting into it double and single fancy narcissus, daffodils. And I'm going to plant them super deep so that they'll come back year after year and spread. That way, when they're done in the spring, I can plant herbs and stuff in these beds that will be active during the summer. So this new bed that I built yesterday is going to be a perennial bed as well. I have lots of seedlings here. So I have Echinops, Blue Glow, and 2 types of Solidago, and a little bit of Yarrow left. And so they are going to be the beginnings in this bed. This is a really big bed, actually. I'm not going to plant them in rows. That would be not very attractive. And it would be hard to get to, right? So when I harvest, because I am going to harvest from these guys. So I'm going to plant in little groupings, and to make it pretty attractive, and then that way there'll be pathways in there for me to walk to get at the plants so I can cut them. It'll be very similar to what I've done over here, just with different varieties. I also have a bunch of seeds that I'm going to direct sow, both up here where the Three Sisters garden was and here in the new bed. I'm going to be sowing lots of nigella and gosh, what else was in that? Agrostemma, and I'll go over the varieties and give you some photos so you can see what they're going to be. And then in the spring, I'm going to utilize this fence and this bed to grow sweet peas. So they will climb that fence, and hopefully it will be a very pretty show. So there's no irrigation in here yet. I will set all that up when the time comes, but we are supposed to get rain tomorrow and Wednesday. And it's not going to be a lot, maybe a 1/4 inch, but that is super, super exciting. We are at the early end of our rainy season, but we're still in a drought, and any little bit helps, and it's very exciting. Hopefully, this will be the start of more and more storms coming through and giving us kind of that consistent moisture. We so desperately need it. Okay, so I'm gonna get myself set up here, and then I'll tell you, I'll show you some photos of what I'm planting while we're doing it. It is so nice to be working in partly cloudy skies when it's like, I don't know, 58 degrees. Oh, it feels amazing. So the bed is pretty much set for now. There's still lots of space in it, and that's by plan. So I'll show you what I did that you just saw in the time lapse. Okay, so on each corner, well, you know, this is a half circle. So on each end, I have yarrow, summer berries, in a little cluster. And then I have 2 types of solidago clustered. And then I have a selection of Echinops Blue Glow. So those will all come up. I'll be able to walk in between, and probably at some point I might put little stepstones in there. Then I also planted, because I have so many, a bunch of narcissus. Tahiti is the variety, all around the outside edge here. I couldn't plant them as deep as I normally would, so I don't know how they're going to do, but I have so many right now that I think it's okay to take the risk. Then I put some California poppy seeds right on the edge of the of the bricks. Those are Thai silk apricot and Thai silk champagne. And finally, I sprinkled a low-growing native wildflower mix. So all of this is watered in. This soil is still very hydrophobic from sitting for so long. So if I dig down these puddles, it's dry underneath. But because we're going to get rain, it'll help and it'll soak in, and because the rain will happen over a period of 2 days, on and off. It's like the cycle soak method that you might use in your irrigating your lawn. So that will help the soil become less hydrophobic. Hair is doing crazy stuff. So I think this is done for now. Like I said, I'm going to put sweet peas along the back fence, and then that's in the spring. And then in the late spring, I will put nasturtium all along the front border here, because they'll do what they do over here, which is spill over and look really pretty. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is plant up these birdies beds with lots of narcissus, and then I think I'm going to have to be done for the day because I have so much to do. I have a lot of errands to run. But next time I come out will probably be Thursday. That day I'm going to do the direct seeding of this recently cleared patch, and that day also I'm going to come through and weed all the stuff in the perennial beds around the greenhouse. That's going to take probably 2 days. It's a big job. Once that's done, I actually will have extra space to put more narcissus in these beds as well, because the goal of these beds is to have stuff blooming spring through fall, so that I can harvest on it, but also it looks nice and it draws in pollinators. I just want to show you this Agastaki. I think it is Navajo Sunset maybe, but take a look, it's really pretty. Isn't that so pretty? I love these blooms. And the bees have been loving it too. It's all over here. Of course, that's a giant poison hemlock, so like that's what I'm saying. This is gonna take, I mean, look at that thistle. I'm gonna need specialty equipment to protect myself, so today is not the day. But I'm hoping that it'll be nice and cloudy that day as well, because boy, it's a pleasure to work when it's not boiling hot. So I just filmed a whole bunch of stuff thinking that my microphone was on, but it wasn't. Anyway, I wanted to let you know what I did. Planted up the narcissus in the birdies beds, and I'm happy with that. It feels great to get all that done. I direct sowed bachelor buttons, nigella, agrostemma in the upper field where the Three Sisters garden was. Covered it up just a little bit with soil, because most of those are surface sown required because they need light to germinate. They're going to get rained on the next 2 days. That'll help really settle them in, and they'll start to germinate for me. Trying to think if there's anything else that I missed with all of that audio that I just gave you. Ridiculous. Anyway, happy Halloween. I hope you have a wonderful time doing whatever you do for Halloween. And I really appreciate you watching and hanging out with me today. Please subscribe if you haven't already. That helps me out a whole lot. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.